ECWE wrestler, The Mac.
And I'm Showtime Stevie Stamos.
Have you ever dreamed of owning your own race car and taking it out for a test drive? Well, thanks to our friends at Rent a Race Car, you can!
Visit www.rentaracecarne.com for all the details on how you can take one of these babies out to Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll see you at the races.
Touchdown!
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, everybody, to Verdane TV. Sunday night action returns here with East Coast Winter League, the Lite Series, making their debut right here on Verdane TV. Here for the Pomfret Wine and Spirits 100. What better way to celebrate the Sunday before Christmas than getting a race sponsored by a package store? Because that is the true meaning of Christmas, making sure that everybody's good and toasty. Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the production trailer, joined by a new face up here in the commentary booth, Ryan Libby, one of the Pro Series drivers, helping me out, calling some action here in the Lite Series before he gets down there and straps into his virtual race car. Ryan Libby, how you doing tonight, man?
Feeling pretty good. Got asked to do a little broadcast and figured I'd try it out. It's always a pleasure and a privilege to be up here with you. So definitely an honor to be able to broadcast on iRacing's best broadcast team.
Always good to hear that, man. And we got about 2 minutes left in qualifying. These drivers all running a fixed setup, the setup provided by the McConey Setup Shop, so be sure and check them out. They have setups for pretty much every vehicle and every track that's out there in iRacing. I was actually checking their website out a little while ago, and man, it's just pretty good deals, pretty good, inexpensive, as it were, to kind of get yourself, and they do driver coaching and all sorts of stuff like that. So if you're like me and you're not very quick behind the wheel, you do all of your work behind a production trailer or anything like that, definitely check out McConey Setup Shop. They got Facebook, website, all that good stuff, and see if they can maybe coach you into making yourself a little bit faster. But here at Martinsville tonight, 100 laps here for the Lite Series, and then in 2 hours' time at 8:30, we do another 100 lappers here again, presented by Pomfret Wine and Spirits for the Pro Series drivers. Those guys run the same Tour modified race cars, but they run open setups. So a little bit different here, Ryan, a different strategy. Everybody pretty much running the same style, same line, same setup here in this series, but all no holds barred come 8:30.
Yeah, it's definitely a different race. You know, when you race a fixed race with any type of car, it's always a little, you got to approach it a little differently than a regular open setup. Fixed race, you know, the only thing you could do is your steering calibration ratio and your brake bias. A lot of drivers like a lot of rear brake, a lot of front brake. Steering ratios help out a lot too without wearing the right front tire. But yeah, when it comes time for 8:30 with the open setups, it's game on there. Whoever has the best setup and the good driver usually wins the race there.
Absolutely, and just want to give a quick shout out to everybody watching at home, letting Verdane TV coming in onto your big screens, your computers, tablets, wherever you may be watching. I found out that you can actually watch Verdane TV on a Roku, which is pretty exciting for us here. I'm not sure how to do that, but we've got some fans that could definitely shed a little bit of light on that. But YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, streaming on all three of them tonight. Be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and give us a couple of shares. Let your friends and family know that you're watching some racing action here on Verdane TV. Wrapping up qualifying, Wilkinson up top in the 56 car, and Josh Parker, who's been fast all season long, going to be starting second. And I believe we're going to be jumping right into a heat race here.
Yeah, we are with the qualifying order here. Looks like we got a heat race going up here, and yeah, Wilkinson on top of the board. He's always fast.
For sure. And just taking a look, we got 7 drivers lined up on track. You see the iRacing blimp there in the background, taking a look at all the racing action up above. And that's a pretty awesome paint scheme there from Andre Pablos. He's going to be Pulbos, check that, the number 63 car. He's going to be starting on the pole in this heat race, and still waiting on a few drivers to get their cars out on the track. The number 12 of Ryan Salvatore, he's going to be starting on the outside. Behind him, Ryan Blanchard in the 9 car, and Dylan Kopech, the league administrator, might just be turning a couple of practice laps to make sure the setup feels right and all this stuff for the drivers of the East Coast Winter League. And rounding out the top 7, we got Michael DeLong, the number 18 car, Mr. Adams there, and Spencer Brown in the number 95. Just waiting for the drivers here to make the call, make out to the race cars here, kind of get everybody lined up. You can see some of the drivers through the windshields, just kind of making sure the wheel's hooked up right. There you can see Ryan Salvatore kind of kicking the wheel back and forth, making sure the wheel's clipped on the right way, nothing's going to fall off the desk, just like in a real racing environment. Sim racing, it's got its hardware faults too, so you got to make sure everything checks out, and you really want to do it before the green flag starts. It's something you want to do, get taken care of in practice, but a lot of times you just got to make a couple quick final steps, final checks, and make sure everything's A-okay.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do a little final checks. I know with me, it's kind of funny that you say that there, Paul. Sometimes I like to put it in gear, take it out of gear, put it in reverse to make sure my shifter's working correctly. You know, I had a race one time. I went from first to second, and my second gear was jammed, and my H-pattern shifter was actually broken. And if I would have actually done that under the pace lap, I actually would have found that out before I actually took the green flag. So a lot of drivers do different things here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you really have to go through before you get going under green flag conditions. You know, making sure the shifter works, making sure the wheel's attached, just reaching in the back behind the wheel, make sure the clamp's down there nice and tight, because you don't want the wheel to fall off halfway through the race. So I've had it happen myself, and there's always the great video of one of our friends, John Adams, who the wheel fell off the desk during his race, and it was I believe it was an iRacing Pro race or Road to Pro or one of those big time sim races, and you know, unfortunately the 84 machine smashed into the wall because, well, he didn't have his wheel hooked up.
Yeah, and here we go. We're one to go here for first heat race of the night.
Now, looking at the timing and scoring, I believe everybody's going to make the show here. This is basically just an opportunity to get these guys a little bit extra practice under green flag conditions. So we'll see. We'll definitely take a look at the final starting order. You can see the iRacing Mustang pace car dips down low. Number 63 car of Andre Palbos gets a great start. And, well, it looks like he's just bringing the field up to the green. Green flag flies, and there you can see the number 63 machine and the 12 right behind him. Was going to fall in behind him. Looks like he's going to shoot up on the outside, way outside, high, wide, and handsome, trying to grab a little bit of grip, but it doesn't look like there was any grip there. Still about 3 car lengths back.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened to him there. Maybe he had a little too much front brake. Maybe after qualifying, he might have made a brake adjustment there and locked up the front tires. Looks like we got trouble on the front stretch here.
Yeah, doesn't look like there's a caution. You can see the 63 car immediately resets the car, sits down on pit road. Looks like he just kind of lost the back end, Ryan. The back end of the race car just kind of came around, lost the grip there, but that's going to hand the lead over to the number 12 of Ryan Salvatore. And he's holding on lap number 2, working lap number 2 of 12 in this heat race. And you can see just kind of running a little bit up further off of the apron there. Not right on the line, not right on that speed bump. And you can see he kind of changes the line up a little bit between 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4.
Yeah, with this track, to me, I believe turns 1 and 2 are a little different than 3 and 4. You got to race them a little differently here. So maybe he's just still trying to figure out what he's got to do here coming out of 2.
Taking a look at the top 3, great, nice wide angle shot there from one of our TV cameras. And side by side now for second, Spencer Brown trying to take that position away from Adams there in the number 18. And we can see the 00 still in this, still on the lead lap, still trying to work. It looks like he's having a little bit of frustration with that race car, but still in this fight. But it looks like he's going to lose a lap here within the next lap or 2.
As we see here, it looks like Ryan Salvatore is putting a little lead on here. It looks like he's got a 1.6 second lead, and he's continuing to pull away from these guys up here. He's got a pretty good run going here. As long as he can stay out of trouble here and keep it off the wall, I think he'll be the winner here.
picking up the laps and putting them down. We're already past halfway here, working lap number 7 of 12 here in the heat race, and you can see once the tires started to get a little bit of heat in them, the 12 car is starting to work the bottom line a little bit harder, get a little bit closer to that bumper down there, that speed bump, if you will, and really starting to click off some fast lap times. Last time around, he was a 19.196, so the car looks like it's not too bad, not too tough to handle, but definitely having to kind of feather the throttle coming out of the corners.
Tell you what, we got a battle going on here for the second and third position here with these guys, the number 18 and the number 95. While we were talking about Ryan Salvatore up front, these two guys in the back here, they're kind of battling, having a little race on their own here with a few laps to go, put on a little show.
Really gives the guys an opportunity to kind of race each other really hard here, because they know they're definitely going to make the show at this point with only being 3 cars on the lead lap. So they're going to really try and bang on each other's, kind of push the limits of each other, themselves, and the cars themselves. So it'll be good to get the green flag battle practice kind of under your belt, and it also lets you know what the car's going to do, at least on a 12-lap run. Looks like we got 3 laps to go at this point, no caution flags in sight, so definitely a good opportunity. At least at this point, you know what your car is going to do in a short run for the 100-lapper here.
Yeah, it's definitely a good practice run for these guys. These guys got, to me, this is going to be a little more practice for these guys, a little extra session here, just to see. This is actually a good session where when they're done with their heat race, they can actually take a good look at their tires and see what their right rear wear is. Because come feature time, you got to really pay attention to that. With the fixed setup here, everyone's got the same setup, and a lot of it here is going to be tire management. You got to save that right rear tire for that main event. And during this heat race here, you can take a quick look at your tire temps and your tire wear and see what you got for the feature coming up.
Absolutely, but as quickly as it started, it is over. Hand that heat race win over to Ryan Salvatore, and the number 12, Adams in the 18, finished the second. Ryan Blanchard third. Michael DeLong fourth. Andrew Pablos fifth. Ryan Blanchard sixth. And the other guy in seventh. Didn't catch his name. Little bit of a warm-up session here. We talked about having some practice for these drivers, and right now they're got about a 5-minute warm-up session just to kind of get all the kinks worked out. Like we made mention, some of these drivers qualified in on time, so we didn't see them in that heat race, but gives everybody an opportunity to feel everything out, get on track with a bunch of other cars, and really make some last-minute physical adjustments to themselves, their hardware, or whatever they may need to do. Anything they need to do to give themselves an advantage here in the Pomfret Wine and Spirits 100.
Yeah, usually during these last 5 minutes, I usually try to do the whole 5 minutes on a long run. Mostly other drivers like to do that too. If there's not too many people, of course, spinning out and taking too much out of their car right now, just to see what you got for the feature. And maybe if you got to make that one last adjustment in the brake bias or the steering ratio, you could put another 2 or 3 laps, 4 laps on it, and see what you got for the feature.
Just taking a look at the quick times right now. Timothy Plord on the top of the board with a 19.2. Check that. Eric Stout moves his way up. Nope, just as quickly as we're naming them off, they keep changing. Adam Folan, nope. Brandon Wilkinson on top of the board with an 18, 9, 18. Dylan Kopech right behind him. A lot of quick times here. A lot of drivers really clicking off some fast laps. We got about 3 minutes left in this warm-up here. We're going to take a quick break, pay some bills. We'll be right back for the East Coast Winter League Lights debut here on for the Pomfret Wine and Spirits 100 here on Vidane TV.
ECWE wrestler, The Mac.
And I'm Showtime Stevie Stamos.
Have you ever dreamed of owning your own race car and taking it out for a test drive? Well, thanks to our friends at Rent a Race Car, you can!
Visit www.rentaracecarne.com for all the details on how you can take one of these babies out to Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll see you at the races.
Touchdown!
Just getting down with the last minute and a half here of warm-up session. We've got everybody qualified in. We ran the heat races. We topped off our Jack Honey that we're drinking here on the rocks, picked up from Pomfret Wine and Spirits. Be sure to check them out this week. Make sure to get your last-minute Christmas shopping done as well, because there's no better gift for somebody that you forgot to get a gift for than a great big bottle of wine. But, man, up here in the booth, Paul Strickland Jr., Showtime as it were. And I'm up here with Ryan Libby making his broadcasting debut here for the very first time on Vidane TV. And we got about a minute left in the warm-up here, Ryan, and we've watched these guys kind of do some practice, turn some laps, and we're watching everybody kind of play pass the potato there with the top spot there. Currently, Poland in the number 11 car has a quick time. But, man, talk about some strategy here. 100 laps at Martinsville. How are we going to do it?
Well, if you're going to start up front here, I say the guys are going to ride it out. They're going to ride it out for the first 40 laps or so. I think, personally, probably by lap 60, lap 70, you're going to start seeing a little more action. And another thing is pit stops. You know, maybe some guys might not pit. If they do pit, you know, track position is going to be key tonight. With a fixed setup, it's pretty tough to pass here. With an open setup, you might have a little better car on the, you know, going in, coming out of the corner. But with the fixed setup stuff, everyone's pretty equal. So I say pit strategy. It's going to come down to track position and pit strategy tonight.
Absolutely, definitely it's going to be a mixed bag for sure. A lot of times on these short tracks, we see track position playing a big part in it. And want to give again a shout out to everybody watching along here on Twitch, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Got the New York Sports Show over in the YouTube chat, letting us know they watch every single one of our broadcasts. We thank you for that. We really do. It means a lot to us. The Dominators over there, the old Kopech's over there hanging out in the chat. He's supposed to be doing the administration stuff here at the racetrack, but I guess we'll let that go. He's the boss here tonight. And also everybody over on the Facebook, and be sure to give us a like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we're actually currently working on revamping the website just a little bit, making it just a little bit easier to get around. If you were trying to tell one of your friends you wanted to watch some cool racing action, some entertaining racing action, you can just tell them to go to Vidane.net/live, and that'll bring up all the options for streaming the races to your computer, your laptop, your tablet, anything like that. And you can also check out the Vidane Racing or the Vidane TV merchandise tent, where we sell hoodies, we sell t-shirts, tank tops, we got coffee mugs, we got some championship belt stickers. They're only $5. You got to check them out. And you can use promo code TANGLY, TANGLY, for 10% off. And we're not putting that on paper anywhere. That's a broadcast on-air only code. So be sure to use promo code TANGLY for 10% off. But Ryan, it looks like it's showtime. Green flag in the air, and there you see Josh Parker. Puts it in first, puts it in reverse, just to make sure that the shifter's working, and he grabs a gear and gets it going. He's going to be starting second on the outside, but Brandon Wilkinson with the quick time, he's going to be starting on the pole.
Yep, just going through the lineup here on these guys.
Everybody doubled up. You can see the lights flashing at the end of pit road. Pit road's closed. Getting ready to make that left-hand turn there in the iRacing pace car. Grab himself a corn dog, maybe something, some ice-cold beverage to drink there. But going through the rest of the field, Adam Folan starting third. Trent Goodrow starting fourth. Cody Faulkner, Stephen Massey, Nicholas Hovey, Matthew Mesa, Timothy Plord, and Scott McDonald. That's going to round out your top 10. Nathan Bryant, Dustin Painter, Eric Stout, Joseph Muscanti, I butchered that name. Sorry, bud. Nathan Bryant, Dustin Painter, Ryan Reesbogue, Ty Alkus, James Windrow, Joshua Buckley, James Gerold, Ryan Plord, Ryan Salvatore, Adams, Brown, DeLong, and Pobos. 25-car field here in Martinsville. 100 laps on the board, getting ready to start lap number 1. Wilkinson brings them down nice and slow to the start-finish line. Wiggles the tires just a little bit, mashes the gas, and he is out of here. Side by side for the lead. Parker's got it on the outside currently, trying to work around the number 56 car. But Brandon Wilkinson thinks better of it, falls on the tire tracks. 1 and 2 as they head on down into turn number 3.
Yeah, I think right now these guys just got to kind of settle in and log some laps here. You know, when you race side by side here for a little while here, you know, a lot of guys, the guys in front of you, they're just going to pull away. So hopefully these guys kind of settle in and get a little single file action here and log some laps.
Really looking like a single lane racetrack at this point. You can see the 24 car moving by the 11. That's going to be the 11 of Adam Folan. Dropping quite a few spots here early on, hung up on the outside line, and everybody's just trying to get by. It looks like he's still side by side with the 24 car of Cody Faulkner. So holding on tough there, the 11 car on the outside line, but really wants to get down in the bottom, at least to log a couple laps. There you see, dips down in front of the 01 of Timothy Plord. So finds himself a home. He's going to kind of regather his thoughts, working lap number 4, crossing the stripe for lap number 5. Still 95 to go, plenty of time. We got a car around the back, the orange and red car. We'll see if we can pull up who that is.
I think that's number 8 of Eric Stout.
There you see Eric Stout looking the wrong direction. Gets a little bit of a lub tap there for sitting into the racing groove. But we'll pull up the instant replay. Again, the instant replay here brought to you by the Verdane TV merchandise tent. Shoot on over to verdane.net/shop. Nice short URL code to get you over there. Get you a hat, a tank top, no hats in there. There's hoodies, tank tops, t-shirts, all that good stuff. I don't believe we'll be able to get it shipped by Christmas, but hey, you can always give it to somebody for New Year's. It's always fun to get a New Year's gift. But taking a look right now, Eric Scott working the number 4 car. You can see the 8 on the outside. Gets a little bit of a tap there from the 19, I believe that was, and sends him on around. A couple of bumper car action here, but for the most part, it looks like everybody's able to avoid the 8 car. Does a great job just kind of sitting, making sure he's not going to jack up anybody's night by trying to spin that thing around wildly or anything like that. So tough break for the 8 car. Looks like he's still going to be on the lead lap, but he's going to be restarting deep in the field.
Yeah, it looks like that. He's got a little right front damage there, so I believe he came down pit road. I believe these guys have one fast repair tonight, Paul?
Yeah, one fast repair, I believe, and I believe a set of tires. But here's some big news. The 81 of Josh Parker came down from the lead, coming down pit road right now, and he's going to lose a whole bunch of track position. Not really sure what the strategy is here with Josh, but we can see he's working his way down pit road. He's going to stop. He qualified second, so he's got the second to last pit stop here. And you can see there's only there's the 8 car who found himself in trouble, but yeah, Josh Parker coming down pit road early. The 81 on pit road, that's going to hand the lead over back over to the 56 of Brandon Wilkinson, and Stephen Massey running second, Trent Goodrow third, Cody Faulkner fourth, and Adam Folan currently running in the 5th position. So not too much has changed up front. 7 laps down. Check that, 8 laps just crossing the line now, and the lights are still on the pace car here. So we got a couple of laps. Kind of give everybody an opportunity, pull the belts tight, make sure everything's good to go, and get us a good restart.
So I just checked, Paul. It looked like Josh got a little damage on that caution lap going in between 1 and 2 with a car that was spun up top. The car was trying to get going, and Josh was going by. It looked like he got a little right front damage.
Yeah, it's always tough when you get damage at short tracks, especially here at Martinsville. But it's even tougher when you get it under caution. It's not very characteristic of Josh Parker, but because he's usually quick. He's known very, very well for being quick. He's run a lot of different leagues. I know he's run at Verdane Racing for many years, Sim 500, a lot of the leagues that you see right here on Verdane TV. But the lights are off on the iRacing Mustang pace car, 2x2, all the way throughout this field. Brandon Wilkinson on the inside. Stephen Massey on the outside. Restart number 2 as they work the backstretch, kind of slowly making it down. There you can see the exit of pit road is open. Pace car is going to dip on down low, and we're going to wait. We're going to wait. Wilkinson really making him wait to the very last minute. Hammer down, throttle up 56 car gets a good jump on the number 13. A little bit of a bump there from the 0 car right behind him, currently running in 3rd. And you can see that bottom line. Everybody's pretty much hooked up. That's the spot to be in turns 3 and 4. Looks like 1 and 2 as well.
I tell you what, I wasn't really sure if there's going to be an outside lane tonight, but it sure doesn't look like there is. So anyone stuck on the outside, unless they don't get down a lap or two, it might be a little freight train happening to certain drivers here.
Yeah, you can see right now, even just a lap after the restart, pretty much everybody's single file all the way throughout this field, and looks like a caution again. It's got to be something for the in the back of the pack. There it is. There's about half a dozen cars with some smoke coming out of their ears. So we'll back this up one more time, take a look at the instant replay, find out what brought out the caution. Let's see, we can see a little bit of calamity here going on. Again, this instant replay brought to you by the Verdane Merchandise Tent, and you can see coming out of turn number 4 here, a couple of cars just kind of 786 and the 8 car side by side, and there you can see the 13, I believe that is, get a little bit loose and squirrely, and unfortunately blocks out the racing groove for a couple of cars. A lot of expired motors there. The 63's involved in it. The 8 car looks like he was able to stop just in time before he hit anything, but the 86, big damage. A lot of damage for the 23 car as well. So tough break for these guys. They do have the quick repair, but doesn't look like these guys are going to be battling for a win here later on tonight for the Pomfret and Wine and Spirits 100.
Yeah, getting damaged this early, Paul, it's really tough to come back from. You know, it's only lap 13, and if you already use your quick repair, I mean, you still got a long way to go. If you get any more damage, you know, unfortunately, you're going to be sitting on pit road now for a very long time.
There you can see a lot of smoke down there on pit road. There's probably half a dozen cars, it looks like, guys getting service, guys getting tires, working some of the virtual damage with the virtual hammers, trying to bang some of that stuff out, but gives us another opportunity here under caution. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back for the remainder of the Pomfret Wine and Spirits 100. Right back here at Martinsville not a super speedway, it's a speedway anyway. A little bit of short track racing, the half-mile paperclip here for the East Coast Winter League Lights here tonight. Pace car is going to jump down pit road. Wilkinson going to bring us down to another restart, another green flag here, and doubleheader here tonight for the East Coast Winter League, 8:30 p.m. tonight. Going to be running the Pro Series. Ryan Libby up here with me. This is Paul Strickland Jr. Green flag in the air. 56 shoots on down to turn number 1. Trent Goodrow right behind him in his tire tracks in the 1324 and the 01 right behind them. Bumper to bumper all the way through. Top 5 or 6 cars, 7, 8 cars now, single file. We've talked about it before here, Ryan. These guys are pretty much sticking to the bottom at this point. There are a few drivers that are able to go, 28, big, well, he goes high and he goes all the way high. Goes up into the wall. He's still upside down there on the front stretch, and another caution's going to come out here. So definitely that's a tough break. 38 car, check that. That's going to be Adams there. Still upside down. He's going to have to tow, and there he goes. We'll have to pull up the instant replay, find out what got him going there. Here we have it. You can see he's stuck in the outside line, outside of that zero car, just kind of scrapes up into the wall. There you see Josh Parker making his way down and around, and just kind of skates down to the inside of the racetrack on his roof. Nowhere for him to go, and nobody really hits him after that point. So good news there, but tough break for Adams. He's going to go at least a couple laps down. Going to have to tow that car down to pit road and get that thing repaired. So still up front, Brandon Wilkinson, Trent Goodrow, Stephen Massey, Cody Faulkner, and Timothy Plord, the top 5.
Yeah, something I noticed there, Paul, with the 38. It looked like he was on the outside lane there, a little bit out of the concrete area. And one thing I noticed in practice for tonight, for the next race, is ever since the new build, there's a new build on these cars that came out last week. And I believe it is a new tire model. The car handles a lot differently. Tires react differently, the car reacts differently. And one thing I noticed here, especially at this track right now, is car tends to do like a 4-wheel slide off that corner. So I'm thinking the 38 just kind of got out of the groove there and kind of had the situation where the 4-wheel slide happened and ended up in the wall.
Yeah, I can really tell in practice and in the final warm-up, these guys are really feathering the throttles on these tour modified cars, especially with the fixed setup. In many cases, you're able to, with an open setup lead, you can kind of finesse the setup just a little bit to maybe tighten it up to your liking. I know myself, I can't drive a loose race car to save my life, but a lot of these drivers can. And here with the Marconi fixed setup league, they pretty much provide the setup, and they everybody runs the same exact thing. So you're not able to tweak the setup or anything like that. The only thing you can do is tweak your driving style. And a lot of these drivers that have been doing this for a long time, that's not the easiest thing to do.
No, it's definitely not. And it's definitely not easy after a new build also. I'm the first to admit I don't have a lot of practice on this new build. I'm even going to go into tonight at the later race, and I probably should have had more seat time. And maybe some of these drivers didn't get enough practice time with that new build on this new tire. Like I said, the car does drive a lot differently going into the corner, in the center of the corner, and out. And it does seem like you do have to save a lot more tire right now.
For sure. We're about a quarter of the way through at this point. Kind of working lap number 23 as they cross the line. Lights are going to go out on the pace car. We're going to line them up double file again. But it's we've had a little bit of a break in the action because we've been able to see that we've run a couple of cautions, couple of laps under caution. So these guys really haven't put too much heat in their tires. But at this point, you can see pretty much everybody there in the top 15 or so has not come down pit road. The only one that's come down pit road, we mentioned earlier, was the 81 of Josh Parker. There you can see that bright green machine currently running 12th. Got a little bit of a damage there on the first start, the first caution, under caution there, but big time start there again for Wilkinson. He's already able to clear the zero of Trent Goodrow. Oh, Trent Goodrow gets a bump all the way up. Is he going to save it? Doesn't look like it. Caution comes back out.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate there. I believe those guys were running second and third.
Yeah, you saw the zero just get a little bit of a shot there and just kind of Tokyo drifted that car up to the outside wall, wasn't able to hold on to it, and we'll get the view from the restart here. You can see the 13 just kind of gives him just a little bit of a shot. He goes up into the wall and almost has it corrected. Well, unfortunately, there's a couple of cars there. So a little bit of bumper car action here, nothing too crazy, a little bit of a spin, no big-time damage. So good news there. Trent Goodrow going to be, looks like he's actually going to be able to restart. Well, we didn't make a lap, so it looks like he's going to be able to restart back up towards the front.
Yeah, unfortunately there, that was the good old Martinsville shot. As you could see during that replay, it looked like the zero came down off the wall, not to really throw a block on the 13, but just to kind of show him, hey, I want this lane. And unfortunately, the 13 and Stephen Massey just said, nope, probably not going to let you in, and gave him a nice little bumper shot there. But that's the problem here with Martinsville is, you know, you could play games with the guys where if you stick a nose in and you're not quite there yet, you're kind of playing mind games with them because you really don't know if the guy behind you is technically there or if you're going to let him go or not. So a lot of times, you know, you could kind of play some mind games and kind of stick a nose in where you're not quite there yet, but the guy that you're passing might just let you go.
Yeah, you saw a little bit of race car fisticuffs there between the 0 and the 13 under caution. The 0 backing up and waving with at least a couple of fingers there to the 13 car, saying, "Hey, what the heck was that?" But no harm, no foul. A little bit of a spin. Trent's going to move back up to the 4th position where he's going to restart. You see him kind of weaving that car back and forth, building the heat back up in the tires, and we'll see what he can do here. Working lap 27 of 100 here for the Pomfret Wine and Spirits 100.
Actually, I'd like to see what happens to the 0 here on this next restart. He'll be starting back on the outside. And also, with that spin he had, I wonder if he did wear the tires down quite a bit on the right rear. And, hopefully it didn't wear down too much for him, but it's actually a little experiment here to see if with that spin, did he wear down that right rear? And, hopefully he can get back down the inside here.
Oh, for sure, and that's one of the big things, too. He's going to be restarting 4th. That's going to put him 2nd car in the outside lane. And we've already seen all night long here, Ryan, so far. These guys really struggling with the outside lane. Everyone trying to get to the bottom as quickly as they can, and then they're going to run the race and try and get around everybody up in front of them. So we'll see what the 0 can do here. Trent Goodrow going to be restarting 4th, and we can see the lights are off on the pace car. So that's going to, well, we're not going to double them up. Looks like race official Dylan Kopech said, well, enough is enough. I'd like a good, clean race, so we're going to do a single file restart. First one of the night here. Basically, at this point, what we need to do is run 10 green flag laps before the next caution, before we can get another double file restart. Back up front, still Brandon Wilkinson. This is really going to benefit him because he doesn't have to worry about anybody in the outside lane. And there you can see green flag is in the air going down into turn number 1. He's already got a 4-car length lead over Timothy Plord at the new number 2 position in the 01 machine, and bringing Cody Faulkner with him. Trent Goodrow, there you see he's still in line. Adam Foley in the 5th position. Top 6 or 7 cars still single file here. We can see a little bit of a mover right now. Whoa, car out of shape towards the back, up into the wall. There's the 8 car in it, the 0's in it. There's somebody down there in the water barrels. That's a tough spot to be in. A lot of black smoke there coming out of the 8 machine, and the caution just now comes out. I was looking to see when that was going to be, but we'll back this up, take a look at the instant replay, find out what that was. And it looks like it was right here with the 0 car. You can see Josh Parker in that picture. Had to pit under the first caution. Had a little bit of damage to repair. 0 car comes down and doesn't look like there was contact. Looks like he just drove in a little bit too hard, tried to overcorrect it, and nowhere for anybody else to go, being he was right in the racing groove. So 8 cars involved, the black and green cars involved, and a lot of cars kind of playing bumper cars just to get around these guys. But tough break for them, and doesn't look like the damage is too bad on the 0 car. It looks like he's still going to be on the lead lap. But the big news there, Josh Parker avoids all that, moves himself into the 8th position.
Yeah, another thing, Paul, with these cars, when you're inside the cockpit and you're racing these cars, the thing I want to notice is the left side pillar. It's hard to see out of. When you come around the corner here, especially on Martinsville or a track like Bristol, there you go, as you can see right there. When you're coming around that corner and there's a wreck, that's a big blind spot right there. So when you're coming around a corner and there's smoke, and sometimes that pillar gets in the way, you can't actually see that car. Sometimes people watch a broadcast and they say, how come you hit this guy come out of corner? Well, when you're in that cockpit, especially right there, that's a big blind spot. If someone was right there in the bottom by the grass, you really can't see him.
Yeah, you've really only got that one clear window right in front of you. And some of these drivers, they've got multiple screens so they can look out the left and right windows. And a lot of drivers, well, some drivers, I shouldn't say a lot of drivers just yet, doing the virtual reality deal, wearing the goggles where you can kind of look around and the simulation follows you. So a lot of different styles, a lot of different hardware setups. We're actually going to try and see if we can go through some of those here on the New Year's Eve show that we're planning here on Verdane TV. Not really sure what time we're doing because we don't really have a plan per se, But we're going to be hanging out New Year's Eve, doing a little bit of racing, some enduro racing, a little bit of figure 8 jumping enduro racing, some demo derbies. Might do some Rec Fest. We got some UFC stuff going on, a little bit of wrestling stuff. So it's gonna be a fun time. We're not sure if we're gonna do it all night long, but we'll at least be here for a couple of hours anyway. And that'll be one of the cool things to kind of check out, is maybe get some drivers in here to show off, almost do like a Verdane TV cribs type deal. I think that'd be kind of neat. Guess that's showing my age a little bit. That's kind of a throwback to MTV cribs, back when MTV used to play, music videos.
Absolutely. Definitely showing my age too. I remember the Real World or Road Rules on the MTV era, back in the mid 90s. You talk to kids nowadays, it's like, MTV is just reality shows. It's not even music videos anymore.
All that, you gotta go on the YouTube or the TikTok, and even that's not even music videos. It's all just people lip syncing. But that time by, we didn't get the 10 laps of green that we needed to get that double file. So Dylan Kopech says, nah, single file restart once again. Brandon Wilkinson up front, still the 01 of Timothy Plord behind him, Cody Faulkner behind him, Adam Folan, and new 5th place driver Nathan Bryant, the 149. He's going to move himself into the top 5. Pace car dips down low, takes that hard left turn down pace pit road, and you can see the 56 is really changing his spot that he goes every single restart, and that's a game of chess that a lot of these guys, or some of these guys, are really good at. Wilkinson is definitely one of those drivers, trying to make sure that everybody doesn't fall into a rhythm, and he pretty much starting wherever he feels he's confident the most. And you can see, completing that lap there under green, he's already got 5 or 6 car lengths over Timothy Plord.
Yeah, Wilkinson, he's always strong in whatever he's racing in. It looks like he's definitely pulling away a lot more right now. Just hopefully he doesn't pull away too much. Sometimes you pull away like that and you really use the car up. Sometimes if you decide not to pit and the other guys pit and you're sitting duck, sometimes you might not want to pull ahead that much.
Yeah, for sure. And we actually saw that happen earlier on this week, where a couple of drivers, it was actually last night at the iRacing Super Speedway for the Sim 500 Verdane Racing Super Speedway race last night, the Tommy Boy Towing 150. Man, there was a couple of drivers, they got bumper to bumper, and they were able to really get a good jump on the field. But being it was a super speedway and everybody started working together in the draft, they kind of closed right back up. A little bit different here. You don't have too much of a draft effect here at Martinsville, especially with the Tour Mod cars. But it also, like you said, Ryan, it can really burn up your stuff if you're really burning off quick lap times just trying to put a gap on these guys.
Tell you what, Paul, I don't really want to jinx it, but it seems like these drivers kind of got their rhythm right now. They kind of picked their lane, and right now they're running single file, seeing what they got.
Everybody's still single file all the way around the racetrack, pretty much in each other's tire tracks, trying to see what they can do, who's quicker where, who's slower where, and just trying to put together a strategy. About 6 laps away from the halfway point here on the Pomfret Wine and Spirits 100 here at Martinsville Speedway, and you're watching all the action here live on Verdane TV. But everybody up front, you can see there's Brandon Wilkinson, he's up front, and you can see side by side now for second. Plord, the 01 of Plord is getting attacked there by Cody Faulkner, and Faulkner's going to make it happen on the outside lane. He got a little bit of a run there, but it's still door to door as they come out of turn number 4. Across the line, it was dead even heading down into turn 1, and you can see that low line prevails. You can see the 01 just kind of tucks right back in, thinks better of it. He'll give him a shot at it soon. Move the 24 car Cody Faulkner back into, move him up to second spot, and Timothy Plord there kind of drips back to the 3rd position, and everybody's just pretty much bumper to bumper behind them. There you can see the 11 and the 149, about even distance between each other. The 6 car, Ken Mesa is still there, and Josh Parker slowly moving that green car back into the picture, the 81 machine. A little bit of damage on the first the first caution. Current points leader, he's already got a couple of wins here in the East Coast Winter League Lights division, and a very quick driver out of Rhode Island. You can see really working that car hard. You can see the brake rotors on the front of that car, bright cherry red. So really putting this tour mod through its paces.
Yeah, I tell you what now, all the tires are really hot right now, and the guy's got a lot of front brake. You'll be seeing those brake rotors glow even hotter throughout the run if we get a longer run on a green flag run here.
Now, I've made a couple of starts here in the light division here, Ryan, and it's one of the things I don't have enough time to practice doing the TV deal all week long that I usually do. This is about the time there you can see the 8 car dipping down on pit road, get some service done on that race car. We're side by side up front there for, I believe, second. Nope, that's lap traffic. Brandon Wilkinson coming up on the 0 car who got a little bit tore up earlier on. But making a couple of starts in this series, usually it takes me about 10 to 20 good green flag laps to figure out what the heck it is I'm doing. So a lot of these drivers are starting to get used to the setup and starting to get used to the track conditions and really getting used to the drivers that they're competing with.
Yeah, you know, and also right now they're getting used to the tire wear. Right around now is where if you're beating up that right rear, you're going to start feeling it soon. You're going to start feeling it going into the corner and coming out of the corner.
Back here for the battle for third on back. Parker's getting hungry. He's getting antsy. Sees he's got 52 laps down, 48 laps to work. Gets around the 6 car, and that's going to put him in the 6th position. Now he sets his sight on the back of the 149. Nathan Bryant trying to hold him off, but it looks like Parker's he's got a little bit fresher tires. He's got maybe 7 laps fresher tires. I don't think that's going to be a huge benefit here for the 81 machine, but definitely doesn't hurt him. You can see really gets that car up to the back bumper of the 149, backs up just a skosh, and he's going to try and see maybe that 149 makes a mistake and he gets on around him.
I think he's definitely faster than him. Like I said earlier, I think track position's really just tough right now. It looks like everyone's checking up there to the number, I believe that's the number 01 there of Timothy Plord. It looks like Timothy Plord's kind of holding these guys up a little bit. You know, maybe his tires are starting to fade away here, and all these guys behind him. Like I said, track position, it's tough. It's really hard to pass here in this in a fixed race series.
That was an awesome shot of it right there. The 01 backs the corner up. There you see Parker. He wants that position. He's going to dip down low. Gets the 149 out of shape without even touching him. That's getting in the back of his head. Move Josh Parker up to 5th, and the 149 up into the wall. Looks like he's able to collect it. So, new 5th place driver, Josh Parker. Seen a great battle here, too, between the 01 and the 11. You made mention. Well, there it goes. The 11 was right on the back bumper of the 01. The 01 was kind of backing the corners up, and you could definitely tell that the 11 car was really pushing the issue, driving the corners really hard. Just two different driving styles. Nothing that the 01 did intentionally or anything like that. He's just kind of driving his race. And we'll take a look at the instant replay here, brought to you by the Bedane TV merchandise tent. And you can see it. The 01 kind of backs the corner up a bit, and the 11 is there. Josh Parker gives a little bit of damage, a little bit of a bump there as well. 149 looks like he's got some big-time damage with that hit. Black smoke pumping out of the back of that race car, so that may very well end his evening.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for Josh Parker. You can see he was definitely faster than those guys, and it looks like he's got more damage on that right front. Not sure if he used his fast repair on the first time or he was just getting damage fixed, but if he didn't use his fast repair, I believe right now is a good time to use it.
Yeah, for sure. We can see the 81 car coming down pit road right in the tire tracks, well, right behind the 11 car anyway. 11's going to come down and get some service to that race car, as is the 81. And it's going to be tough because Josh is going to give up that track position again, and really it'll be interesting to see if he can make his way up through the pack again. But there you can see he's on pit road. They don't fix the car right off the rip, so there's no fast repair, no quick repair or anything like that. It looks like he's already used it, so he's just going to have to get that car fixed the old-fashioned way. He's going to have to sit there and let the pit crew kind of bang on it just a little bit and see what they can come up with. There you see the 149. Looks like he used a quick repair. He's back out, and here comes Josh as well. So it's going to be tough for Josh. He's going to have to restart. Looks like he's the last, third to last car on the lead lap, restarting again in the 12th position.
Yeah, definitely feel for Josh. Sometimes you get some of these races where you got such a fast car, you're just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Earlier in the race, he was running second. He got hit by a car under caution, got damaged. Now here he is sitting third and fourth. Wreck happened in front of him. He's got damage. You know, unfortunately, that's the way it runs here at Martinsville. You know, you could be a really fast and, you know, be in the top 3, be in the top 4, top 5, and be battling for a win here. But the track's just so tight, and the battles here are so strong that, you know, sometimes you get these little accidents. You come on a corner you don't see, and you just get caught up in them. And sometimes it's just not your night.
Yeah, and we've seen Parker do very, very well. We've seen him do very well up in clean air as the past. He's won 2 or 3 races here in the lights division. This isn't the first race of the season for these guys, but it is the first race here on Vidane TV. And we want to thank Pomfret Wine and Spirits for jumping on, sponsoring both 100-lap features here tonight. Running lap 61 here of the lights feature and 8:30 tonight. About an hour time here from now. We're going to be running the Pro Series. Same cars, different group of drivers, open setups, and a couple of other different rules here. And, well, my partner in crime up here in the booth, he's going to be running that race. So if you got any kind of strategy for later on here, Ryan?
Yeah, you know, I'm watching this race, seeing how this race is going right here. A lot of guys up front, they're not pitting, and I'm kind of watching their lap times. You know, kind of seeing what they're doing too. You know, in our race, if we get to halfway and no one's pitting, you know, like I said, track position means a lot here. So we'll see what happens. Looks like lights are off right now on pace car, getting ready to go green.
Makes that hard left-hand turn, and Wilkinson's going to find another spot to restart that he hasn't restarted yet. I think he's just going, picking different logos there on the wall to restart. Gives it the hammer down, and you can see really gets that car out in front, 3-4 car lengths heading into turn number 1.
Yeah, looks like we got some battling going on in the back here. They're side by side here. Looks like for the 5th and 6th position and further back.
There you see the 0 and the 50, the 75. That's the battle for 5th position. Windrow, Plord, and Bogue racing each other. They kind of figure it back out, get back in line. And there you can see Reese Bogue. Haven't talked about him too much there in the 4 car. He's got a mirror full of Josh Parker, who's already up into 8th, and he's trying to take that 7th position away.
Oh yeah, definitely looks like he's on a mission right now. Looks like, oh yeah, he's definitely working the back of him here. See if we can get a run down the front stretch.
Really closes right into the back bumper of the number 4, the Mayhew Tools machine of Bogue. And you can tell he's backing that car way, way up. He's not trying to get into the back bumper, but there comes time. You know, we're less than 40 laps to go. It's go time. Josh wants to get up towards the front, and he's running out of daylight. He wants to get up to the front as quickly as he can to see if he's got anything for Brandon Wilkinson.
Yeah, like I said, looks like some of these guys up in front of him here kind of hold them up a little bit. It's just so hard to pass here with the fixed set because you don't. It's all about momentum coming out of the corner with these things. With open sets, it's a little easier to pass, but with the fixed sets, with everyone having the same set, you know, it looks like, you know, it's all about the speed coming out of the corner and when you can get back to the throttle and not burn that right rear off.
For sure, and you can see Parker gets around the 4 car, gets around the 75 car, and sets his sight. There you can see Pomfret Wine and Spirits. That's the next target there for Josh Parker. The bumper, not the store. He's in the middle of a race. He can't stop at a package store. But you can see he gets down low, the number 50 of James Windrow, and he's going to try and take away that 6th position. Parker is on a mission. He's going to have a little bit of clean air in front of him. Gives him a couple of laps to maybe not beat on the car as much and try and catch that that front pack of 5 cars. You can already see putting some distance in between himself and the 50 car. Battle for 3rd on screen right now. The 6th position, or the 6th car, check that, has it with Kenneth Massa. Stephen Massey right behind him, and you're looking at the 0 car. 0 car on your screen, 31 in timing and scoring. And, well, throw that out the window because caution flag comes out once again.
I believe it looked like there was some contact with the 75 of Plord there.
See if we can pull it up. It looks like everybody's gathered it up quick enough, but we'll back up the instant replay and take a look at number 75 here. See what it is that went down. And it looks like it was a little bit of a hairpin trigger pull on that caution flag. You can see they were definitely side by side. The 75 is down low. They cross the stripe here. They make a little bit of contact. And 75 kind of drifts down into the corner, holds on to it. Great wherewithal, great job holding on to that race car. Doesn't wreck it or point it in the wrong direction, and makes sure that nobody else is involved. So definitely some heads-up driving there for Ryan Plord.
Yeah, it was definitely a really good save. That wreck could have been a lot worse.
So working caution again here. Didn't get the 10 magic laps, so we're going to do another single file restart here when it comes time to it. But still looking at the timing and scoring at 13 cars, 14 with the wave around. The 11 car is going to get that wave by, put himself on the lead lap. So it's going to be 14 cars on the lead lap, 21 cars still in the show.
Yeah, going on coming to looks like a lap 73 here. And one thing I noticed, top four guys, they haven't pitted yet. And I don't know if they are going to pit. If I'm Brandon Wilkinson right now, with the amount of, the lead that I'm getting on every restart, I'm telling you what, I think I'm going to be staying out. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, at this point in the race, we got 3/4 of it down, a quarter of it to go, 25 laps. And we've had a lot of cautions peppered in, so I'm staying out. I'm going to hold on to that track position and just see how just push the car as hard as I can get it, push the tires, get everything I can get out of it, and see where I end up.
Tell you what, if the third, fourth, or even second place guys, if we get another quick caution here and those guys pit and everyone follows, I'll be pretty interesting to see what those guys could do with fresh tires to Brandon.
Absolutely. You see a couple of cars down there on pit road getting either some tires or some service to those race cars, and kind of gives them an opportunity, especially if you're on the tail end of the lead lap at this point. That's when you come down, you get tires, get service, all that good stuff, because you're not really losing too much time here. But going to come across the stripe here with 25 laps to go. The Pomfret Wine and Spirits 100. First race of a double header here tonight, double feature, if you will. East Coast Winter League putting on the lights and the pros tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be running the pro race. Same track, same cars, different drivers, different setups, open setups, little bit different rules package. But lights are off in the pace car, and we're going to be going to restart zone one more time. And then, man, it's with these cautions, it's looking like Brandon Wilkinson is really betting the class in the field so far. He's led almost all of these laps, if not all of them, and he's really been able to bang out these restarts very, very cleanly. He's picking different spots on the track to kind of restart, and we're actually going to ride on board here for the restart just to listen to him throttle up. There you see, he's all the way up on the road, or on the wall rather, and you can see restarts right at that Xfinity logo, jams up into second gear, and really wiggling that car back and forth, just making sure that he's got all the grip that he can heading down to turn number 1.
Yeah, Brandon's doing everything that he's supposed to be doing. He's changing the restart zones every single restart. He's keeping the car nice and straight coming out of the corner when he accelerates to the green flag. I mean, he's doing everything what he's got to do here.
And he's doing it very, very well. But speaking of going very well, here comes Josh Parker. Man, he's moved himself into the 5th position, gets around Trent Goodrow there in the 0 car, sets his sight on the number 13 of Stephen Massey, and definitely a quick car. He's got a little bit fresher tires. He's been down pit road a couple of times because of damage. But, man, Josh is very, very quick week in and week out, and it's no different here tonight.
Tell you what, I might have to take back what I said earlier about it might not being his night. I mean, he's already back up here in the top 5, and he's still coming here. So he's still got about 20 laps to go here. And once you get up into the top 5 area here, it's going to be a lot harder to pass these guys. These guys are running pretty good up here.
Really working the back bumper of that number 13 ride. Stephen Massey looking in the mirror, looking out the windshield, trying to gain some ground on Kenneth Massa there in the 6, but really tough to do when you got Josh Parker breathing down your neck. And you can see Josh really taking his time, and that's what he needed. Waiting for a mistake from the 13. The 13 goes up high, brushes the wall just a little bit, slows him down just a few miles an hour, and that gives the opportunity, opens it up for Josh Parker to get down low. Side by side now, but as soon as you see him get into the corners, going to be able to clear that 13, set his sight on for the number 6.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed there, when the 13 got up in the wall there, it looked like he tried to throw a little block on the 81, but then thought twice about it, thinking what happened earlier with the 0 car.
Don't look now. That 0 car is actually right behind the 13. We saw those guys get into it a little bit earlier on tonight. Don't think they've got any kind of revenge on their mind. Dylan Kopech, league official, usually frowns upon that. But anything can happen here on Verdane TV, and anything can happen here in the East Coast Winter League. You see the 0 car kind of backs up just a little bit. But, man, the real show is right now that green car, the Bobby Labonte throwback, the 81, Josh Parker, really working the back bumper of the 6. He's caught him, and he's going to try and get up around him. It's going to take him, he needs to go at this point. We're less than 20 laps to go. He needs to get around this 6 car and set his sights on the 24 and the 56, but there's still about 2 seconds on the racetrack that he's going to have to make up.
Yeah, right now he's definitely going to get by the 6 car, and I would hope for a quick caution here. Right now, if the caution comes out, he'll be starting 4th on the outside, and as we know, the outside right now is not working. So hopefully, you know, if he can get by this 6 car and he gets a quick caution there, he might be a contender for this win tonight.
For sure, and it looks like we've turned enough laps here where the race officials would let these guys double them up for the final restart of the night, or what we would assume would be the final restart of the night. So that would really play into Josh Parker's favor. Gives him less distance that he's going to cover. There you can see peeking the nose down in the 6 car. He's got at the bumper, gets up to the door, and you can see 6 cars really hanging on, gets a little bit more of a run coming out of turn number 4. Josh moves back up, scrapes the wall just a little bit, but really able to get a good corner here. You can see right there on the bump stops, and still in the back bumper. You can almost hook a chain up between those 2 cars, Ryan.
Yeah, right now the 6 car is really putting up a battle right now for Josh Parker here. You know, Josh Parker had a great run on the inside there, but here at Martinsville, if you really pinch the guy on the inside line, he loses a lot of momentum coming out of the corner. He loses a lot of corner speed on exit, and the 6 car did it perfect. You know, 81 got underneath him, and he pinched him just right coming out where the 6 car would have to run.
For sure, you can see the 81 still going to work, still trying to get a little bit lower than the 6 car, but definitely tough to do, and you can see a little bit of lap traffic playing in effect. Looks like Brandon Wilkinson got by, the 24 got by as well, and that may very well play into this battle here. The 6 car is going to have to see if he can get around the lap car. That's going to be the 13 machine, and gets around no harm, no foul, but really opens up the door for Josh Parker again, who's looking down low. He's got the spot, gets into the door just a little bit, pushes the 6 car up the track just enough, give that 3rd spot over to Josh Parker.
Yeah, Josh did what he had to do there. Unfortunately, this is Martinsville, and when you get a lane like that, sometimes you got to use a little bumper there to move the guy out of the way.
Looking out the front windshield there at Josh Parker, you can see this gives him the opportunity to really open up the throttle. He sees the leader. He's far back. He's 2.3 seconds back from the leader, but he can see him. And you can see the gap between himself and the 2nd place car, the number 24 of Cody Faulkner, shrinking, especially when he comes off the corners. He's really driving that car as hard as he absolutely can, trying to get everything that he possibly can. He's got the podium finish right now. He wants more. He wants that win.
Yeah, and Paul, look at those rotors glow. I mean, every single lap, those things are getting hotter and hotter. He is really driving this thing right now. And you know, he sees the 56 up there. He sees the 24 up there, and he knows there's only about 6-7 laps to go here. You know, I'm sure he's hoping and praying for a caution also.
Absolutely, the caution's the way to get it, but and that's going to pretty much be the only way he's going to get it right now. Just looking at the timing tower there, 5 laps to go. The flag man throwing up the high 5 sign for Brandon Wilkinson as he crosses underneath him. 5 laps to go here in Martinsville. It happens in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, right now it looks like Brandon Wilkinson is just stretching that lead out to about 1.5 seconds to 24. Right now, I think, you know, with 5 to go, anything could happen right here. But, you know, we need, if a caution comes out, it really bunches the field back up, and we'll see what happens here. It looks like still 5 to go, and everyone's kind of strung out right now.
Yeah, you can see with the nice wide-angled shot that we've got here, the top 6 drivers are pretty much sharing a straightaway, and really no battles up front. Everybody else is just kind of biding their time and getting towards the end. But with 4 laps to go, give that battle to the second position, the number 24. That mirror is getting really green really quick. Josh Parker, he's getting there. He's going to have enough time, I think, to catch the back bumper. Does he have enough time to get around him? Does he give him the bumper? Caution flag is out. That changes everything, Ryan.
Wow, we were just talking about that, and yeah, this definitely changes everything. This gives Josh Parker a shot right here at the win. I don't know if you ever saw the Cup Martinsville race here with Clint Boyer and Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, but I don't know if something like that would happen. But the third place guy here, tell you what, he still has a shot to win this.
Absolutely, and always one of my favorite Cup races at Martinsville, because I think Gordon ended up winning that, didn't he?
No, I think Ryan Newman won, because that's actually my favorite Martinsville race, because Newman ended up, I think Newman was 5th in that start there, and he was actually able to get around everyone.
That's right. I'm thinking of the wrong race entirely, but looks like the 2 and the 01 car are going to be the cause of our caution here. Just pulling up the pulling up the tapes here, and the replay brought to you by the Vidane TV merchandise tent, and the 01 Timothy Plord and the 2 car of Joshua Buckley, kind of running nose to tail here. The 2 car gets a little bit of a shot, and 01 tries to get down low of the 4, sends him around, and the 01 and 2 both get collected. And it looks like the 01's going to call it a night. He's going to shoot down the pit road, get that thing towed. But, man, up front, Brandon Wilkinson still got the lead. Cody Faulkner's going to be restarting on the outside, I assume. That was better than 10 laps, so I think we're going to get ourselves a double-file restart, and that's going to put Josh Parker in the catbird seat in a third on the inside of the first car on the inside line. Second car on the inside line.
I'm not sure, Paul. How many green, white checkers do we have in this race here? One or 2?
I want to say there's 2.
All right. I mean, that's another thing to consider here. You know, we're going to go in overtime right here, green, white, checkered, and you know, Josh Parker could have 2 chances at this now too.
Absolutely, and it's really something he's going to have to get a really good start, because 3 laps is really not enough time for Wilkinson to get one of those big jumps and kind of reel him back in at that point. So really needs to get going quickly right off the rip.
Yeah, he's got to really concentrate on this restart to be really, really close to that 56 and get the same jump to the 56, and so he can clear the 24. It's going to be tough to beat the 56, though. You know, he's been on his game this whole entire race here, and he's been changing the restart zone every single time. So he's really got to pay attention here. But I think it's going to be really hard to beat the 56 of Brandon Wilkinson tonight.
Yeah, for sure. You can see the stats on your screen right now. He started first. He's currently first. He's got the fastest lap of the race, and he's led all 100 laps here so far. Going a little bit extra distance here, just like Pomfret Wine and Spirits went the extra distance here for us. They're sponsoring both the Light and the Pro Series race here tonight, so be sure to swing up to Pomfret if you're up in that area of the state and grab yourself a bottle of wine, maybe a last-minute Christmas gift, and tell him Vidane TV sent you. You saw him on Vidane TV. So there you see the pace car. He's going to make that hard left turn one more time. Brandon Wilkinson trying to get all the heat he can in the tires, weaving back and forth, giving it a little bit of a wiggle. 24's right on his back bumper, and there you can see Josh Parker, that green machine. He's coming. He's already looking down low. The number 24 machine going to try and clear that car. He's got the position down into turn number 4, the 24, turn number 1 and 2. That moves Josh Parker up into the second position, sets his sight on the leader, but does he have enough time, Ryan?
I don't know, man. We're coming to the white flag here. He's got about 2 car. Oh, looks like we got a caution out of 4 here, Paul.
Things just got interesting again.
Yes, it did. Especially now with the restarts being single file, Josh Parker's going to be directly behind the 56 of Brandon Wilkinson here, and things are definitely going to get really interesting here in turn 1 here on the restart.
Yeah, we're kind of, again pulling up the replay. A little bit of a mishap here mid-pack. You can see the 6 down low, 13 up high. They kind of touch doors just a little bit, and the 01 kind of finishes the 6 off, gets him spun around, and he's able to grab a gear, point that thing in the right direction without losing a lap. So that'll be good. Hoping for a lead lap finish there. Kenneth Mesa is, but definitely going to ruin the night of a top 5, possibly even a top 10.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate for those guys that are running up in the top 5 there.
But at this point, this is a, well, there was a shot there from the 78 into the 4. Not really sure what that was. But up front.
All right, Paul. What do you think here? You going to go with Parker? Or you going to go with the 56 of Wilkinson here?
Oh, that's such a loaded question. 56 has been fast all night. He's led every single lap here. He's been the man on restarts, but Josh Parker's been doing this a long time, and there's a lot of real driving experience here. A lot of guys in this field have run real race cars and do it week in and week out. Josh Parker is one of those drivers, has some experience there at Stafford Speedway, and I believe he's got some Legends experience as well, but man, I don't know. Knowing Josh, I know he's hungry. I know he's won a couple of races. I believe he's leading the points here in the light division, and he wants to be the first one to win an ECWL Lite race here on Verdane TV. So I'm going to go with Josh Parker.
Yep. You know what, Paul? I'm going to be with you too. As much as I want to pick the 56, I know he's really strong, but what I said earlier about not being Josh Parker's night, you know, I have to take it back. You know, he overcame a lot. You know, even if he finished second, he overcame a lot this race. He had a lot of ups and downs. You know, he stayed cool about it. He stayed calm about it. It looks like he didn't rattle up too many people coming through the pack here. He drove a nice, clean race. So we'll see what happens here. But my money's on Josh Parker too. For him to come back up through the field like that and be in second spot here with another green-white checker in the last restart here, it takes a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And if we were putting money on it, I'd probably put $20 on either driver, because really it's a cat shoot. We have no idea who's going to be able to come home with this, but for discussion purposes, definitely going to go with Josh Parker. And lights are off on the pace car. Looks like we are going to get that single file restart, and that's going to be big. That's going to give Josh the opportunity to really get on the back bumper of Wilkinson on that restart. Gets him a little bit closer to his motor, lets him know when he's going to start. But there you see the iRacing Mustang pace car. He's going to dip down low. We're going to wait for Wilkinson to hammer that throttle down. You can see Josh is back just a little bit. He's going to close that gap as they come down. Green flag in the air, second green-white checkered. No pressure from behind Josh Parker. The battle's going to be for third. Parker's going to try and close up to the back bumper of the number 56, Brandon Wilkinson, but Wilkinson has a 3-car length lead heading into turn number 3.
Yeah, Parker didn't really get the restart he wanted there coming out of 4, but he's right to the bumper there. He might have a shot here. He might have a little bumper run going to turn 3 here in the last lap.
White flag, white rag, and there it is. You get one shot. He lets him know that he's there. The second shot may very well coming into turn number 3. There you see Parker drives him. Oh, he hits the bumper just a little bit. That's going to shoot him up the track just enough to give that win over to Brandon Wilkinson. Definitely a good shot, and man, Josh Parker drove through the field 2-3 times to finish second here to Brandon Wilkinson. So definitely hats off to Josh Parker and everybody else in the top 5. Cody Faulkner in 3rd, Stephen Massey 4th, and Reese Bogue going to round out the top 5.
Yeah, that was a great ending there, Paul. Nice, clean ending. I thought we were going to see a little bump and run there, but like you said, he just caught that left front with that curb, and it really upset the car there. But you know, what a heck of a run for Josh Parker. You know, coming, you know, starting up towards the front there, getting a little damage, and coming back up to the field like that to finish second. That was great.
Absolutely. You can see Ryan Plord there as the top 3 stop for their photo opportunities there on pit road. And you can see the rest of the top 10 on your screen. Ryan Plord finishes 6th, Nathan Bryant 7th, Adam Follen 8th, Trent Goodrow 9th, Spencer Brown in 10th. Flip on the page here. James Woodrow, Kenneth Massa, Joshua Buckley, Scott McDonald, Joseph Massicati, Dustin Painter, Timothy Plord, Michael DeLong, James Gerard, Ryan Salvatore. Looks like he had a rough go of it. Ty Alkus, Eric Stout, Adams, Holbos, Hovey, and Blanchard going to round out the 26-car field. So great race here so far tonight. Pretty awesome to see Brandon Wilkinson lead them from flag to flag to flag to flag to flag, really letting everybody know that he's the man on restarts here at Martinsville Speedway. And looks like you caught up with him down there in Victory Lane there, Ryan.
Yeah, caught up with Brandon Wilkinson here. Brandon, you led, I believe you led every single lap here. You had a good battle there with Josh Parker on the last lap. You see a lot of green in the rearview mirror there going to turn 3. Tell us about your race, Brandon.
Yeah, I was just hoping to not get killed down there. I mean, you know, racing is racing. It is what it is, and it's gonna happen. So, you know, Josh is a good competitor and a good friend of mine. So, you know, it's always fun to race with him, no matter, you know, who comes out on top. But obviously, very fortunate. You know, he got some damage early on, and I still don't know if that was my fault or not, but it definitely could have been. But just fortunate we were out front all race there. I was kind of able to control the race and didn't want to see that caution there with it was like 4 or 3 to go, because I was doing good saving up until then, and I just kind of pulled the plug and figured I'd see what I had, and thought I did it too early, and I thought I screwed myself there. But just obviously glad and fortunate that we ran good tonight. We don't take that one for granted, and it was a good race.
Yeah, we were also talking about the restarts. Looked like coming out of turn 4 there, you were kind of changing up the restart zone, keeping the guys guessing. You did a pretty good job at that.
Yeah, single file is kind of it's a big advantage, especially at a place like here. So, you know, we were fortunate to have that advantage there late in the race, and definitely took advantage as best we could.
Well, you drove a great race. Congratulations on your win. And who do you got to thank for that tonight?
Yeah, thank everybody at Montanary Fuels, the real life sponsor on the 55 car Stafford I spot for. Epic Media, my partner's Epic Media, Carolina Simworks. Everybody at Posse, everybody at Wolfpack, Mark Logan, Ryan Blanchard, everybody that works so hard, whether it's fixed or open stuff, just to have a good time on the video game here on the off season. So, now obviously you guys for broadcasting, Dylan for putting on a good league. It's always fun to come out. Really excited to you know, come back a lot more often now. So we'll see you guys next week, and yeah, that's that.
Well, there you have it. There, your winner, Brandon Wilkinson of tonight. And looks like, Paul, you caught up with Josh Parker to second place?
Yeah, we finally got a hold of Josh Parker, man. Worked his way from the front to the back to the back to the front about 6 times throughout that race. Josh, walk us through it, man.
I ended up getting some damage early on, so I wanted to pit to see if I had, you know, just to get it fixed early, and I didn't have any damage. And then coming back to the field, it tore the right front. I got caught up in another wreck, so I had to pit and actually do my one reset and come up to the field. So I definitely passed a little bit more cars than I anticipated on.
Definitely showed your strengths here all night long. Good racing, good clean racing all the way through the field, and really thought you had something for Wilkinson at the end. What was it going to take to get around that 56 car?
Yeah, I was taking it easy on my tires, knowing that we didn't have a set it in the pits. So coming to the field, I really took it easy, and I actually added fuel under one of those pit stops to help me rotate at the end. And I think that's where I had a good advantage going into the turns. I definitely had something for him. I just, you know, I didn't want to wreck him. So I've been running with Brandon for a long time, so I have a lot of respect for him. So it was just, you know, I passed enough cars. I was good for finishing second, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to be a great points night. You've already got a couple of wins here in this light series under your belt, so pretty cool to see that. Good, solid points night here, and definitely an entertaining show here. Do want to give you the opportunity to thank anybody that's on that race car, the number 81, who gets it done, who gets you to to and from the track.
Yeah, first, thank Dylan putting this league on. It's been a good time. I've had Sundays off, you know, downtime. You putting on the broadcasts, you always do a good job. Interstate Batteries, Joe Gibbs Racing, obviously I run for Joe Gibbs in the eNASCAR Heat Pro League, so I got to thank them. Yeah, and that's it. I said, you know, it's been a good time.
Good time for you to drive and good time for us to watch. Congratulations, Josh, on a second place finish.
All right, thanks, guys.
Going to shoot on down to third place. Ryan Libby had to go get into his race car, so we want to thank him for jumping on, helping us out, doing some of the broadcast deal here tonight. But we're going to talk to the third place finisher, Cody Faulkner, the number 24, started 5th, ended up on the podium. Walk us through your race, Cody.
It was a good clean race. I haven't had a chance to run with the East Coast Winter League very much yet. So I think this is the third race I've been in. I've been wrecked the first two. Just tried to keep my tires clean until the end, and I was quite happy with third place.
Yeah, we saw definitely a lot of cautions here throughout the race, almost a battle of attrition, but a lot of the guys up front really able to click laps in, click laps off, and you did a fantastic job with that. Now, we saw the 18 get around, or check that, the 81. We saw the 81 get around you. Did you have anything for those guys if this race was a little bit longer?
Right at the end there, when he got a good start on me, I think the first green-white checkered, and I thought about blocking him, and I just didn't want to take a chance. I was quite happy just staying where I was. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, definitely a good clean race and a great finish here, third place. Who gets it done for the number 24 machine?
I just appreciate Dylan putting this on. It's definitely fun, clean. The guys are awesome, and appreciate you guys broadcasting it. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, and it's always fun to watch you here on Verdane TV. So, congratulations on the top three, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Cody Faulkner in the number 24 finishes third here tonight, but Brandon Wilkinson, the big winner, leads from flag to flag, start all the way to the finish. A couple of green-white checkers in there as well. And Ryan, you still here, or are you making your way over to the race car?
I'm just getting ready to walk over. Getting ready to take the suit off and put the driving suit on right now.
Excellent. Now, and you saw 109 laps of racing here in the East Coast Winter League Light races. Is that going to help you out in the Pro Series, you think?
Yeah, I'm, kind of watching the line here and what Brandon was doing and Josh Parker were doing in this race here. I think I learned a little bit, but I also think I got to kind of tweak on my setup a little bit. I think I might be a little off. Not so much of a top three car tonight, but we'll see. It's Martinsville. Anything could happen.
Absolutely. Well, man, we appreciate you coming up in the booth tonight. Kind of last minute deal. You did great, and good luck tonight in the Pro Series.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be talking to you again.
Absolutely. We'll find out. But that's going to wrap us up here for the East Coast Winter League Light Series, the first race of two for the Pomfret Wine and Spirits 100. It is just about 8 o'clock, so we got about a half hour before that Pro Series starts. We're going to be right back on the Facebook, the YouTube, the Twitch, so gives you an opportunity to shoot on over to Verdane.net/shop and get yourself a t-shirt or a tank top or a sweatshirt or coffee mug, one of those cool championship belt stickers, or anything else that we've got. There's even some face masks in there as well that you can check out. We'll take a quick peek at the schedules, what's on tap here for the Verdane TV. Like we said, we got the East Coast Winter League Pro Series coming up here in about a half hour. Tomorrow night, we're doing the NEPS Super Truck Draft. It's going to be a 20-lap big block dirt race between the 6 team captains to determine the draft order, and then each one of those captains is going to draft their 4-car team, as well as their manufacturers, as well as the actual schedule, and we're doing the whole thing live on Verdane TV, so going to be really exciting to watch that. You definitely do not want to miss it. Tuesday night, doing another Tim's Corner Motorsports Smash Potatoes race just to kind of get us up through the Christmas Eve, Christmas night weeks there, and that's going to be a lot of fun as well. So that's going to be at the Charlotte Oval. Head over to timscorner.ca. It's free admission, so anybody that's run a TCM race or any friends of Verdane TV, if you want to jump in and have a little bit of fun on Tuesday night, you absolutely can. But there you can see the New Year's Bash. We're doing New Year's Eve. Probably going to start about 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time and run for at least a couple of hours. We may very well count it down to midnight. Not sure yet. We'll kind of play that one by ear. But then you can see the NEPS comes back on January 4th with the Chalu 60. Tim's Corner Motorsports comes back for a double-double at Oxford Plains. And the Showtime Cup Series is back on the 6th as well. There you see the Angry Tree Guy 100 for NEPS on January 7th. So not just a flash in the pan during the COVID pandemic. Verdane TV is here to stay, and it definitely shows on our schedule because that thing is filling up quick. Do you want to give a quick shout-out to a couple of leagues? RBR Maritime Group, they're going to be coming back to us on Mondays come 2021. Sim Racing Unleashed, the contract is still wet. The ink is still wet. They're going to be racing Sunday nights, and we mentioned the Showtime Cup Series had their first race this past Wednesday and put on one heck of a show for a 43-car field. So those guys are going to be running with us for the next 20 or so weeks. And the NEPS Super Truck Series, still waiting to finalize all the details on that tomorrow night with the live draft. And again, you can catch that right here on Verdane TV. But for right now, I think it's time to kind of freshen up our adult beverages here. And like I said, shoot over, buy yourself a hoodie or a t-shirt over at theverdane.net. T-shirt hut, and we'll be back in about a half hour for the Pro Series race at East Coast Winter League. It's going to be another 100 laps here at Martinsville for the Pomfret Wine and Spirits 100. We will catch you there.